Hey guys, thank you for returning to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Lexi, and this video is hopefully the start of a new series going over the basics of makeup. I'm going to try to break these videos down into different stages of makeup and like having different options in what I personally do. So hopefully this will help you out a little bit and you enjoy the videos. If you do, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button because that would help me out a lot. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So for me, when I start doing makeup, I don't know why, but here lately I've just been super sweaty. It's super gross. So what you can do with that is just go ahead and try to clean off everything. And I just picked up these little makeup bags, a bag of makeup wipes from TJ Maxx. This was $4. I am just going to wipe this all over my face. Now this is not necessary, but it's like Saturday at 2 o'clock and I've been to work, so I just want to clean my skin of any like dirt and, you know, sunshine. I'm just kidding. The first tip I want to give to you is make sure your hands are clean when you are working with makeup, because you are working with your face. So if you have like germs on your fingers, you know, you don't want to get that into your eyes, but that should be a rather obvious thing. But also, you know, if you're playing with colors and, you know, you might have like some eyeliner right here and then you're like doing this and all of a sudden you got a black streak right there, so you don't want to do that. And the first thing you want to do before applying makeup is you want to moisturize your face. Now there is a whole bunch of moisturizers out there and they can get quite expensive. So I just started moisturizing and I just got this little tin of Nivea cream. It doesn't say moisturizer, but that's basically what it is, and it was like $1. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and put it into the areas that tend to get dry, or you can also just go ahead and put it all over your face. And I could not have planned this better, but I woke up yesterday and I had this pimple. So one thing I want to show you is one of the first steps, which I normally never really do, but if you have like pimples, if you have any blemishes, if you have like really dark under the eye, what you can use is color correction. And it depends on your skin tone and your undertone and what you got going on. So there's like a whole world out there. Like, I know when it comes to like drag makeup, like I see like a lot of guys, for them to cover their hairline, they use orange. So that's something I've never played with. But for red blemishes, you want to use a green. So I'm just gonna take a little, and I don't share this with anybody because that would be really weird, so I'm just going to apply it. Right on here, and then I'm going to blend it out. I'm going to use just my beauty sponge. And I just went around the edges, so now you really can't see it, and just kind of blend it in. Alright, so now that we have that, we are going to go into primer. With primer, you have several different options. Now this one here is a sample because I have not picked it up yet, and I don't know if I will because it's $52, and that's a lot of money. But this is the Tatcha skin primer, and it's thick, and so you just take a little bit and you smooth out your skin. So I really like the idea of that, and I really wish it would be cheaper. Might have to pick it up on sale, but this is one primer idea. And then you got color correction primer. This one here is from Clinique, and this one is to help with a red base. So this is something that I like to use. Then you have from e.l.f. This one is more gel-like. I like to use this one too. Here I got one from Hard Candy. This one is a stick, and it's also, it's like, you know, once you put it on, it becomes kind of gel-like. This one here says it's cooling, but it's only cooling when you put it on. So, but this one here is the only one I have that becomes sticky. So that kind of, you know, helps with makeup. And then my personal favorite is from Urban Decay. This one here is, it has a grittiness to it, and it adjusts slightly to your skin tone. Like, it's not, you're not gonna put it on and it's gonna prime your face and, you know, it's gonna be makeup. It's not gonna be foundation. But I really do like this one. This one is personally my favorite. I get asked a lot, why do you have to use primer? Like, why can't you just go straight into makeup? Well, here's the big thing about makeup. Really, there is no right or wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, the elitists are gonna be like, of course there isn't right or wrong. You know, you can't do this, you gotta do this. But really, makeup is fun. So if you don't want to use primer, that is fine. If you don't want to use setting powder, that is fine. As long as you're having fun and, you know, if what you create looks good, it makes you feel good, that is the point of it. You know, when makeup isn't fun, what is makeup? You know, so anyway, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. And I personally do primer with my fingers. I just put it on here and just buff it into the skin. Oh, and I forgot to mention what primer does. Basically, it hydrates your skin, and also it protects your skin from the makeup. So, you know, it's kind of like it's a cushion. So it protects your skin from getting too porous and everything. And another thing that primer does, and the main reason why people use primer, is it acts as an adhesive for your makeup. So that's why a lot of people that, you know, buy high-end makeup also buy and use primer, because it helps your makeup not only stay on better, it makes it look better. And also another thing about primer, like, once I started using primer, it's a game changer. Like, it makes your foundation stay on so much better and so much longer. But what it also does, I'm sorry, I got hair tickling me. What it also does is it fills in, I know it's gonna sound horrible, but it's gonna fill in crevices. So, you know, if you have any skin issues, primer is going to smooth out your skin. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about applying foundation. Because you got different types of brushes to apply. So these here are your most common brushes. This one here, this flat brush, I do not recommend. I do not like it. For me, it just made my foundation really not stringy. Loki, what are you doing? It made streaky, that's what I'm looking for. It made my application very streaky, so I do not like this. Now, it could just be that it's just the brush from e.l.f. that I didn't like, but I do not like it. So this leaves us with these here. Sorry, let me turn this around. My favorite is this one here. This one here is what you do is you just kind of tap it into it, you know. You just kind of buff it into your skin, And if you have oily skin, you can just kind of dab it in there and it just kind of works it. Hi, Loki. Cat bud in my face. And another thing, what are you doing? Another thing about primer is that you want to let it dry. Unless it's sticky. If it's sticky, you can go ahead and go straight into your foundation with it. Okay. Now, so we got this one covered. And then with this one here, you want to go in circular motions. And go in circular motions and kind of buff it into the skin. And this one here is one of my favorites. So this one is obviously a knockoff. I got that at a wig store. I said that a million times. But this one is a very dense brush compared to this one. This one's very fluffy. This one is very dense, but the same thing applies. I just kind of go like this, and then at the end I just kind of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you both sides of it. And for foundation, I'm using Kat Von D. I haven't used this in a while, and I've been here lately. I've had issues with my nose area, like makeup will not stay on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more primer to my nose. Just going to go ahead and put it on. I know I'm going to need more, but I like to start with just a little. Because you can always go in with more if you need it. So now I'm going to take the bottom of it and I'm just going to start beating my face, literally. So one pump got me actually quite a good amount of coverage. I am going to go in just a little bit more to cover this and cover this area. I'm just going to put it on the front part of the tip. And I'm just going to do half a pump. Alright, so that was one half with the beauty sponge, beauty blender, whatever you want to call it. And now we're going to go in on the other side. And I'm just going to use this to just put the makeup in place. Now, right? And now we're going in with this one here. Alright, that seemed to have gone a little bit faster, but I'm just going to do a little close-up so you can see. Sponge side, brush side. Now we are moving to concealer. So for concealer, you have about the same amount as you do for foundation, you know. You have your more paste, cream, there you go, cream, because paste sounds weird. You got your base, your cream foundation. This one here is from Kat Von D. It's also more of a cream, and this is more of an it's called the eyeshadow primer, but you can also use it as a concealer. And then you have your more foundation type stuff. We are moving in with the sponge, and I am basically, what I'm doing with the concealer is going over spaces that I want lighter, or if I want to conceal something. So what I like to conceal is my lines right here, and I like to brighten this area up. I intended to also show you how to work these here, so let me go ahead and just do that on my lines down here. I feel like adding just that little bit right there in the corner of your eye, if you have lines, just makes you, you know, it gives you that lifted eye. Alright, now we are moving on to setting powder. Setting powder is kind of like primer. Some people use it, some people don't. I have two versions here, and I think that's about all you can get. You can either get pressed powder like this, or you can get loose powder like this. It comes with a little sifter. So I'm gonna try to use both here. And basically what you do with the setting powder is, if your foundation is feeling wet, you use that so it won't transfer. And this one here came with this little thingy. I know some people use this one here, or you could use a big fluffy brush. So let's go ahead and try that. This will also soak up any oils if you have that. So for the other side, I'm going to use the pressed powder and the sponge. Another thing that setting powder is really good for, and used a lot, and it almost makes me wonder, like, was that the intention for it, is you can set it underneath your eyes when you do your eyeshadow. So if you have any fallout, when it comes to like metal eyeshadow colors, metallic eyeshadow colors, or glitter, with those, you know, they're going to have a lot of fallout. It doesn't matter who it is, what brand, it's going to have fallout. So if you have loose powder here or just any kind of powder, and you know your fallout will come right here, you can just wipe it off with like a brush. You can just go whoop, and you saved your makeup. You won't have any funny streaks. So this basically concludes the basic foundation application. Did that rhyme? Foundation application. Now if you want to go ahead and just put on like mascara and call it a day, what you can do is, like, after putting all that work into your face, you want to use some setting spray, and I am going to do this. I wish I had a fan here. With setting spray, it really helps if you fan it dry. Alright, this concludes the first episode of this hopeful new series. So we just went over the base of your makeup, you know, how you want to do. Again, this is something that it makes your makeup look better. It's not this is how it needs to be done. And also, I am not a professional, so a professional might do it differently, but this is how I do it, and I showed you the options that I have and that I think work really good. So hopefully this helped you in any way. If it did, please let me know in the comments below. And again, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button, because that really does help me out a lot and lets me know you care. Okay, I'm gonna Blueskadoos out of here, and I'm gonna see you guys next week.